Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we are reacting to 50 fascinating facts about the USA that you never knew. Now, as you may have noticed from a few videos on this channel, we are planning our trip to America as soon as we possibly can. It's probably looking at 2024 as of right now, but if we can get there sooner, that's definitely what we're gonna do. Again, you'll have to excuse my fidgeting. I am still in absolute agony. I've probably had about an hour and a half, 2 hours sleep last night. I just could not get comfortable. I was in pain, and yeah, that's no excuse though. We're gonna just crack on with the video. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you're feeling extra frisky, you may as well hit the like button as well. I do have a buy me a coffee page down in the description if anyone would like to buy me a coffee to help support the channel, but please don't feel like you ever need to do such a thing. It's just there for being there. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into 50 fascinating facts about the USA that you never knew.
Today we are looking at 50 strange and or little known facts about the United States. Now, before we get in
Okay, well that's not what the title was.
into this, I got a side note for you. There are some extra strange things that have gone on in this country that I had to take out. Yeah, I went down a long and twisted Google rabbit hole researching this video. There was in total about 20 things that ended up on the editing room floor, so to speak, that definitely would have gotten me demonetized. Maybe I'll make another video with those and put it up on like my vlogging channel, or I'll just put it on Twitter. Who knows? If you want to see that one, let me know in the comment section below. Today's video is kind of fun. Some of these things you might know, but I'm sure most of them you don't. But I guarantee you're gonna find quite a few that are really interesting. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Number one, the state of Alaska is big. As a matter of fact, it is so large that it can hold the entire state of Texas inside it twice.
I knew that one.
Number two, there's a town in Pennsylvania called Intercourse. Number three, the world's
Intercourse. Where are you going this weekend? Intercourse. Hey? I didn't ask what you're doing. Where are you going?
There's a town in Pennsylvania called Intercourse. Number three, the world's largest frying pan is in Rose Hill, North Carolina, and they actually use it to cook with occasionally. It's not just some fiberglass frying pan they put up for decorations. Number four, the first American flag was sewn by Betsy Ross, who was only paid $1.25 for her work. And even by today's standards, it wasn't much. In today's money, she got paid $34. Number five, Wyoming was the first state to give women the right to vote. It was in 1869. Number six, there's a town in Arizona.
That looks really cool. I was going to say that's got to be Arizona or something. I like cactuses. I used to have a load of cacti when we still lived in the UK. They're my favorite plants. I had so many of them, and I actually really miss them because, yeah, I like the way they look. I had so many different kinds, but I don't think driving here with a van or a car full of cacti would have been very safe.
Right to vote. It was in 1869. Number six, there's a town in Arizona called Nothing. Number seven, the tallest mountain in the United States is Denali. It's actually the highest mountain.
I've never heard of that mountain.
Summit elevation of 20,310 feet above sea level. If you look at base to peak, because it's the land that it's on is above sea level, it's about 18,000 feet. Number eight, there's a giant ball of twine in Cocker City, Kansas. It weighs over 17,000 pounds.
I thought that was one of those elastic balls. Looks like, you know, those elastic bands that you,
like most
rubber
of you,
band
my
balls.
first thought was, why? Number nine, the United States is the only country to have landed humans on the moon. Number 10.
Right, let's get the theories and what you think in the comments. Do you believe that we've actually been on the moon? I think we have. I'm not sure. What puzzles me though is how come we did it so long ago and we've never done it since? And I'm saying we as a human race. I'm not saying as we as an Americans, because I'm not American, but why has it never been done again? How come?
Number 9, the United States is the only country to have landed humans on the moon. Number 10, the state of Montana has 3 times as many cows as it does people. I love cows. Number 11, the shortest river in the world is the Roe River in Montana. It's only 201 feet long. Number 12, the Statue of Liberty was a gift from France that arrived in New York City in 1885. Here's the strange thing. It showed up in the United States in 214 crates. Putting it together was going to cost a lot of money New York City didn't have.
That's like a freaking a flat pack furniture from IKEA. Here you go.
Crates. Putting it together was going to cost a lot of money New York City didn't have. There was at least 5 other major cities that wanted it that had the money to put it up. New York City was about to lose it. So it sat in crates on Bedloe Island. Giant newspaper man Joseph Pulitzer started a funds-raising campaign that got the money to put Lady Liberty up to where she is to this day. In 1956, Congress renamed Bedloe Island to Liberty Island. 13. There's a town in Nebraska called Monowai, and it only has 1 person. Yes, it's a real town. It's incorporated.
Oh, I'd love
14,
to live there.
the United States has the largest number of billionaires in the world. Number 15, the highest temperature ever recorded in the United States was 134 degrees Fahrenheit. That's in California's Death Valley, and it was in 1913. Number 16.
What is that in Celsius? I'm clueless with Fahrenheit. That's
Fahrenheit.
sounds pretty
That's
hot.
in
50,
California's
55,
Death Valley, and it was
60?
in 1913. Number 16, the longest suspension bridge in the United States is the Verrazano Narrows Bridge in New York City, which spans over 13,000 feet. It
Holy
connects
smokes.
Brooklyn with Staten Island. I was going to do one of my little things where I like to give you the wrong answer, like I was going to say it connects Staten Island to Queens, but New Yorkers lose it if you make that mistake. Even if I say I'm kidding afterwards, they still won't recover. 17, the United States has the largest prison population in the world. 18, the first McDonald's restaurant was opened in San Bernardino, California in 19...
I'm not a huge fan of McDonald's. I can't even remember the last time I had a McDonald's, to be honest with you. There's one not far from us, and sometimes the kids aren't huge fans of like junk food either, but sometimes we'll treat them. They like a little McDonald's treat every now and then. We're just not a big fan of that sort of fast food.
The first McDonald's restaurant was opened in San Bernardino, California in 1940. It was just a single place. It wasn't until 1955 when businessman Ray Kroc got involved and started it on the path to what it is today. 19. The state of Maine has the largest toothpick manufacturing plant in the world.
Yes.
Like sleep tonight.
I've always got a toothpick. It's usually in my beard somewhere, but as it's so early in the morning, I haven't got one yet. But yeah, I've always got a toothpick hidden in my beard or stashed away somewhere here. I don't know why. It's just a habit I've picked up, but I've always got toothpicks.
Maine has the largest toothpick manufacturing
That was
plant
my nickname.
in the world.
I was so skinny like a
Sleep
toothpick.
Tonight. Number 20, the world's largest diamond was found in a South African mine and was later cut and polished in New York City. 21, the United States has the largest economy in the world. 22, the first successful powered airplane flight was made by the Wright brothers in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina in 1903. The strange thing is, it wasn't at Kitty Hawk. It was south of Kitty Hawk at a place called Kill Devil Hills. And the other strange thing, most people think it was just a glider. No, it had a motor. 23, the largest ball of paint in the world is in Alexandria, Indiana. You know why? Because that's where it should be. 24, the Grand Canyon was formed over millions of years by the Colorado River. Yes, millions of years. 25, the first public library...
That's not exact. I don't know. Is that groundbreaking or fascinating or no one knew about that? I'm sure everybody knew that, no? I knew that it couldn't just appear.
In the United States was opened in Boston in 1854. 26, the first successful heart transplant was performed in the United States in 1967. I didn't know it was that far back.
Jeez.
I thought for sure it was going to be in the 1980s. 27, the state of California has more residents than the entire country of Canada. They have more maple syrup, though, than California. 28, there's a town in Iowa called What Cheer. And it's a fitting name because this place, there's no cheer going on here. It's nothing but boarded up buildings. 29, the United States consumes more chocolate per capita than any other country. 30, the highest waterfall in the United States is Yosemite Falls in California. It drops 2,400 feet.
Jesus.
31, the longest escalator in the Western Hemisphere is in the Wheaton Metro Station in Maryland.
Escalators freak the hell out of me. I think it's because when I was a kid, we were at a shopping center in South Africa. It was either Sanlam Center or Pavilion, both near Durban. And I saw an old person fall down one of them, and they were cut to ribbons. And ever since then, I just freak out. Like when my kids are on there, I'm like, I try and make sure they're bigger now, but when they were small at least, I always pick them up and hold them tight. I don't like those things.
Escalator in the Western Hemisphere is in the Wheaton Metro Station in Maryland. Number 32, the United States is home to more serial killers than any other nation. Like, way more. I don't know if it's something
that's
in
because
our
of the
water
population, isn't it? got a big population. I suppose China and India that have got bigger populations. But if it's anything like South Africa, a lot of the serial killers go unknown for so long because a lot of the population's so rural that no one knows what's going on.
Going on, but we always seem to have a new serial killer every couple years. I mean, we have some that are working all the time, That sounds great. But yeah, it just always seems like every handful of years we get some new serial killer that's been at it for like 10 years.
You've got the most
33?
famous ones, haven't you? I love my crime documentaries and that, and look, yeah, you guys have got some famous killers had some famous serial killers over there.
New serial killer that's been at it for like 10 years. 33, the first US capital was New York City. 34, the United States has the world's largest military budget.
We knew that one.
It's over 800 billion right now. Next in line is China, and they estimate theirs is about 250 billion. And India's after them, and they have less than 100 billion. 35, there's a town in Oregon called Boring. 36, the United States has more tornadoes than any country in the world every single year. 37, the highest capital city in the United States is Santa Fe, New Mexico, at an elevation of 7,198 feet. 38, the world's largest snowflake on record fell in Montana in 1887. It measured 15 inches wide and 8 inches thick.
Holy
At
crap.
some point, doesn't it stop being a snowflake and becomes a really nice looking chunk of ice that fell from the sky? 39,
That's
the
huge.
United States has the most airports. 40, the first drive-in movie theater in the world opened in New Jersey in 1933. 41, the first person to receive a Social Security check was Ida Mae Fuller, who received $22.54 on January 31st, 1940. 42, the first ever televised presidential debate was between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon in 1960. 43, the U.S. rail network is comprised of nearly 140,000 miles of track and over 100,000 bridges. 44, Paul Geidel Jr. He served the longest prison sentence of any inmate in the United States. 68 years, 257 days.
Jeez.
Now, there's another guy that spent more time in prison, but he had been out on parole for a few years.
That is so long. If you think about it, that is so long. Imagine just being like, your life's controlled. You get told when you eat, sleep. Oh man. Oh, I never want to go to prison. I never ever want to go to prison.
So, Geidel spent his time continuously, even refusing to leave at one point. Yeah, they gave him parole and he refused to leave. He stayed an additional 6 years and then finally left to a nursing home. 45, the first automobile accident in the United States occurred in New York City in 1891. 46, the Louisiana Purchase, in which the U.S. bought vast amounts of land from France, costs only 3 cents an acre. 47, Yuma, Arizona's high school team is called the Criminals. The school was established in 1909. Yuma High's mascot came in when the original school building was destroyed by fire in 1910. The school then used the Yuma Territorial Prison, which had been closed for the next 3 years. Classes were actually held in the cell blocks, and assemblies took place in the prison hospital. Because of this, and the fact that a Phoenix newspaper one time called them a bunch of criminals because they thought they cheated in a football game, the name stuck. 48, the U.S. has the highest rate of opioid addiction in the world. 49.
Yeah, I watched a documentary on that recently. It's pretty damn sad, isn't it? Like I think it was called Skid Row or something. It's so tragic, that opioid addiction. It's like horrible. People are like walking zombies. It's a scary, scary thing.
48, the U.S. has the highest rate of opioid addiction in the world. 49, in 1893, there were only 2 cars in the state of Kentucky. They had a head-on collision. And number 50.
How? There's only 2 of them. How the hell did they have a head-on collision?
In the state of Kentucky, they had a head-on collision. And number 50, the United States has the highest rate of teenage pregnancy among developed countries. I brought that up in a video a few years back, and some guy argued it was because of bikinis. Yes, teenagers' swimwear is getting them pregnant.
That's not getting them pregnant. Wrap it up, kids. I was told by a teacher, I think I was my first year of high school, I may have still been in primary school, he says, don't be silly. Put a condom on your willy. So that's always stuck.
All right, that's today's video.
Right, anyway, that's it. There were some facts in there that weren't exactly fascinating, were they? I thought that big ball of string was a ball of elastics, but I mean, some of those were general knowledge. I suppose maybe it's because I've been focusing quite a lot on learning as much as I can. Maybe I'm picking stuff up subconsciously that I already knew. Maybe that's all what it was. Anyway, guys, I am in pieces again. I'm quite sore, so I'm going to cut this one short. I'm going to tell you to have an awesome weekend. Enjoy it. Just relax, spend some time with family. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Oh, yeah.